my pearl. How y'all doing?
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh, I tickled myself, man. Okay, glass is too close to my face. So, Merry Christmas Eve, or Merry Christmas to those on the other. I think the other side of the world, what do y'all do? 23rd instead of the 24th, I think. I forget what country that was. Sweden. They do it on the 23rd and not the 24th. Or 24th and not 25th. Something like they do it before Christmas Day. I was watching a reader from there. That's what he said they do. So anyway, how you doing? Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas Eve, or Happy Holidays, or Happy Sunday, whatever it is that you like and don't like. I don't really care. Happy day to you. Okay. Have a good one. As Tabitha Brown says, have a good day. And even if you can't, don't you dare go mess it up nobody else's. So there's that. And Merry Christmas to me. I got quite a few tarot decks here, so
can't even see you, Johnny.
there's 23 in all, and so thank you to Gary and thank you to Karen Lloyd.
She's
oh, she's pissed.
She is not happy.
She's like, take that crap off me. Grumble puss.
So I got some readings to do, I think. Like I said, thank you to Karen and thank you to Gary for all my treasures. You know where my heart is. So.
Allie P sent me popcorn for New Year's Eve. Thank you, Allie P.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and they sent me that one too.
The Garbage Pail Kids.
I've been looking.
I remember when I was at Barnes and Nobles, I found the Garbage Pail Kids, and you didn't know it was a thing. And I was like, yes. And I was like, I'm going to send it to you. And you're like, no, you don't need to. So I put it back, and now I can't find it.
Also known as the Trump Pail Kids. Trump smells has been trending since Friday on Twitter.
For those eating Christmas lunch, we're not reads today. Just
we can't.
But he trended for quite a while.
It's still trending. It's just not in the top 20, but it's still trending.
We can't call him Porta Potty Dictator. Is that against
throne? There was I don't know if this was real or if that was photoshopped or what. There was a video in Times Square, not Times Square, wherever his Trump Tower is. And it said Trump, and then below it was a banner across the building that said smells. And I don't know if that was photoshopped or what that was, but
I think I read it was photoshopped, and it was the Trump Tower Chicago they did that on because it's got a bigger side you can see. Because in New York, it's like the buildings you wouldn't see it. Hey, Lori.
The world collectively dislikes you, and that's special. Anyway.
We're going to be live tomorrow night on my channel, Christmas night, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. Lori's going to join us from The Way of Positive Change, and Lena Rodriguez, and Johnny and Becca will send an invite to in case she gets home in time and can squeeze in for a little.
Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt I'll be home.
Do you get to go play in the snow tomorrow?
It's not snowing, but it's in the low 40s up there, and then it gets into like the low 30s.
At least you can get
I was hoping you get some pictures of Braxy and snow.
I know, because we've gotten rain, which is nice. So I texted my brother-in-law, and he's like, no snow up there yet. So we probably won't get some till next month or February. And when we do, I'll just drive up to the mountains and take a.
Yeah. Dogs, for whatever reason, love some snow. So
it's just, I don't know why, they just love it, and nothing brings me more joy than to watch them go nuts in the snow. Like it's like they just love it.
That sense of play and that just pure joy. And it's like they don't need nothing else, just the nature itself.
Yep.
So what's going on? Thank you, Barbara Gregg. Thank
We're
you very much.
live next week for New Year's Eve with our marathon live, where we go through all the time zones if we can hang in there. Starting at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. A whole bunch of guest readers like Lena and Victoria Skirbo is going to join us, and Adrienne from Red Little Healing, Autumn. Lori's going to try to join us because she didn't get to go out of town for Christmas. So
I believe that's, thank you, Hope. That's Dr. Victoria Skirbo from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Massachusetts.
yes, you'll have to introduce her when she joins us. And I'm hoping she has some astrology insights for us.
And I do recommend, because she did my my chart too. So if you were looking to get your chart done, that's a good place to go. So any announcement what's going on, Jenn Lynn Tarots at JennLynnTarots.com?
Well, if you want to book a reading with me, I have openings in February. January's booked up. JennLynnTarot.com. Or if you want to buy a last-minute Christmas gift card, I will be checking tonight and approving them so that they'll go out on Christmas Day if you need a last-minute gift. Also, on my website, under seminars or events, I forgot what we titled the tab. Anyway, you'll see it. There's like readings and then like events. You can see information about the healing seminar that I'm doing in Portland in June. It's got the dates on there, the prices on there. You can sign up for a email notification when it goes live. The tickets are going to start selling on January 3rd. So you can get a notification if you want to once it goes live. Thank you, Mara. It's Friday night, Saturday all day, and Sunday. What did I label? Is it seminars? Seminars, yeah. So if you click on that and then scroll down, gives you a little verbiage about it, what the dates are. And if you scroll on down, there's a countdown to when it goes live selling tickets. I'm only allowing 35 people in each event. So if you scroll further down, you'll see you can click on like to get notified, and it'll give you a countdown of how many people have registered for each event. So if you and a friend want to come and there's only one spot left in a place, then look at the other event. 2 different weekends. It's super easy to use. It does go through PayPal. PayPal is the only way I accept payments because I don't want to see anyone's credit card numbers. So you can either go in as a guest on PayPal, one-time guest, or if you have a PayPal account, it doesn't cost you anything to have an account. But we'll see how quickly it sells out. We're very excited. The Saturday all day is full day intensive on healing energy work, where I teach you the breathing technique to channel the energy and how to use your astral hands to put inside someone else and how to send the energy. Anyone can do it because it's done through a breathing technique. Some people will be stronger at it right off the bat that just have some natural abilities with it. But anyone can do it. And then on Sunday, we're going to do some little exercises to open up your mediumship and your psychic abilities, things like that.
Well, thank you, Margaret.
And Miss Mary Harrow, my assistant from Sedona, will be there, and Mr. Johnny will be there. So y'all can
Not teaching
you giving Johnny a bear hug in person.
I should be there when y'all get there. To bring you in the door and tell you where to go.
One thing that's real important when you do sign up for the event, there will be certain boxes you have to click on. And one of them is, do you have any food restrictions? So we're going to have, we're only serving lunch during this weekend. Breakfast and dinner is up to you. We're only serving lunch on Saturday, and it's going to be sandwiches, chips, and a big giant cookie. If you have food restrictions like gluten-free or diabetic or any kind of food restrictions, you need to click on that and put what those are so that we can have a special lunch for you.
Thank you, Letitia.
We have the ability to have like, if you're a vegetarian or something, we can have a vegetarian, just a tossed salad or something for you.
I just went to the place that will cater for us, and I enjoyed it a lot. So.
It sounded delicious.
The cookie is gigantic. I swear I ate more of that than I did the sandwich. So, you know me. So, you got anything? Nothing?
Nothing.
Becca did a great grand tableau on Trump last week, and then I think that was Wednesday, and then came back Friday night and did Trump or Biden. If you have not seen those, go watch them because a lot of information came out, and you get to see Braxy.
And, I think I should be probably Tuesday because the holidays on Monday, and I don't know what time I'm going to be home. I should look at Ronna McDaniel too, because homegirl
just got in some trouble on it.
World of trouble.
The two nearest motels are one's is directly across the street. It's called Zags, Z-A-G-S Hotel. And then there's one maybe 3 minutes away called the Porter. The Porter is very expensive though. The Zags, we do have a discount that you can get through there. We'll work all that with Jenn's website when we get it. But
yeah, it will be in the confirmation email. Once you sign up for the event, read the confirmation email thoroughly because it'll have information like for Zags Hotel. It's right across the street, even though the address is different from where the school is. We're having it, and it's in a massage school where we're doing the event. So we have massage tables for people to lay on while we're working on them. Dress comfortably for the event because we're going to be, on and off tables. But anyway, the address and the phone number for the hotel, as well as a coupon code to get the corporate rate, is on there. So make sure you read that and give them the code when you call in. Yes. Because most of the hotels are over $200 a night in Portland, and this one we got a pretty good rate. I want to say it was like, don't hold me to it. Might have been like $129 plus tax and handling fees and stuff. So it'll be under $150 a night.
Yes.
And it's a really nice hotel. We went over and looked at it. It's really pretty sweet.
Okay, so you're ready to get started. We'll start. We'll start.
Smelly Trump. What a week. What a week. Going into Christmas, Trump smells.
Teddy boots.
Eddie.
But I mean, he brought this on himself. You don't see nobody talking about Biden or Obama that way. It's him because he was a terror to the world. It's so,
He snorted so much Adderall he can't even smell himself. So pardon me for entertainment purposes only, and allegedly YouTube.
So we'll start light or high as this is. Biden pardons some marijuana users. Very frivolous question, but will this help his election numbers? Will this be one of those things that, because most not most, but the Democratic presidents, they have the social wins that they do, being pro-life or pro-choice and being pro-gay and then being pro-black and then being pro-immigrant and then the social wins. And so this is one of those social wins. Does it help?
I did my last personal reading yesterday for the holidays. Don't start up again till after New Year's.
Free time.
kitty time, kitty time. Oh, and Trump smells is trending. What happens in my house? I might have made a little too much fun of him, so I got a little karma back on me. I have 2 toilets in the house, and both of them have a problem. One won't stop running, and the other one won't run and refill the tank. So I had to go out last night when I finished readings and buy 2 things to replace the insides of the tank with. I'm like, every time I had to go to the bathroom, which I drink lots of stuff, all day long. Every time I went to the bathroom, I was having to lift the back of the tank off and force it to flush. So I got a little bit of karmic backlash, I think, because I was having fun with the Trump smells. I'm like, dang, I got 2 toilets. Why did they both go out at the same time?
I'm going to blame it on Mercury retrograde, not karma.
Yeah, I was about to say that too. Is that a technology thing? That's a technology thing. Isn't it?
Because karma ain't that petty. She's like, oh no. Karma's probably thinking he's perfect. Uh-huh.
Like me, every email I sent is stuck in the draft like I never did anything. It's why?
I get a big old yes, other than the Republicans are pissed as hell about it, which you can see on Twitter. Yes, that's a big yes card on the bottom. And because so many states are legalizing it, right? They're making it legal. Justice and Ace of Cups. Yes, it's highly supported. Commuting those sentences out. There are some who don't like it that are going to argue about it and stuff. And guess who they are? Republicans. Talk all about it. They're all pissed and angry and scorned. And but I get an abundance of yes, an abundance of donations. Also, probably steady donations to Biden to his campaign because of that.
I get quite a few criticisms and a little bit of help. Not huge. It's not like everybody that's pardon's going to run to the polls. It's just the clover. It's a win, but it's a little. A little. So.
Yeah, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, it's a little. Now, mind you, I think this is something that he needs to repeat and keep doing, or keep pardoning people, or however it is that he needs this. It's one of those things to where if you do this throughout your campaign, then it sticks in the minds of people. This is something he needs to keep doing. There is going to be a whole lot of talk about, oh my God, the drugs this and the drugs that with the devil and the 7 of Cups. And then there's the 9 of Cups in the word of warning. So the other side, of course, is taking it to any extreme, how it's the gateway drug and how it's the this and the that. And they're going to do all that, but that's
like we're still living in the 1950s. You smoke a joint, next thing they're going to be a hooker on the street corner selling off your kids. And I mean,
oh no, that's in DC where they're having all their sex parties.
Well, what's funny about the whole thing? John Boehner, the previous House Speaker, was anti-marijuana all the way till the day he resigned and left the Congress. He's a lobbyist for marijuana.
Really?
I got some wine for New Year's Eve. It's Republican wine, though. It's called Menage a Trois. So anybody needs some, because I'm a red wine drinker, so I didn't want champagne for New Year's Eve. So I have some Republican wine for New Year's Eve.
Well, speaking of Menage a Trois, Steve Bannon, doesn't that just come up in the same sentence all the time? Steve Bannon went to a Klan rally. Well, that's what I call it. I'm being judgmental. He went to a rally of his people, and they were talking about Donald Trump and campaigning and the thing that they do. They mentioned the name of Nikki Haley, and then the crowd started to chant F her, and over again. Because
she's trending up in the polls.
Yes, she's gaining in the polls, and people were saying throwing it out there that she could be Trump's VP, and then they're F her. And so the MAGA is not happy with the gaining on Donald Trump. So would they vote for her? Or, and here's another part to it too, is that part going to get more vitriolic? Is it going to get worse? Are they going to start coming after her on Twitter and all those type of things? So either one of them questions I get.
It's funny because I always get Biden's going to end up running against a woman.
For his campaign, I get a woman is his issue.
Lucky girl, glad you're feeling better.
So I asked, is MAGA going to start going after Nikki Haley? And I get a yes, and I wouldn't be surprised if she starts getting some tickets to the park threats. Because that's how they roll. That's their MO. Anything the orange porta potty dictator considers a threat, the hive mentality, just, their first answer is violence, so that's what I get. I have to go feed the Braxy or check on her. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I get they're nervous about any woman. Like, it doesn't matter, the lovers and walking away, they're committed to that patriarchal society, to a man. So women they would walk away from and make them nervous. I get a big yes that they would move into action and with swords that could be weapons for entertainment purposes. Only again YouTube. They when they look at the options, they're going to bully her, and they're probably going to give their money to somebody else. Also, their donations. You might not have a choice. I have a follow-up question.
Okay. The Nine of Swords and Four of Pentacles. Yes, they're quite worried about her, and especially her penetrating the little clubhouse there too. There has been she was trending on Twitter yesterday, and she was trending because the right, not the left, the right were dragging her because she has this big giant lakefront house or waterfront house, and she's got all this money, and she got all this money when she started working for such and such. Like, they're really taking her to task because she's got a lot of stuff. And so they're going with the idea that she's not a true conservative. The Four of Pentacles is also conservatism. So there's that whole thing. 10 of Cups and the word of warning. They are going to start to rally the message. She's not one of us. And so Eight of Swords, trying very hard to maybe Eight of Swords and Four of Pentacles to push her into a corner to where she's weakened to where she doesn't actually pose a threat to Donald Trump. So they're going to eat their own, mind you. I guess she's not really one of them. Well, she is one of them. She worked for him. So there's that. What's your follow-up question?
Well, to me, Republicans are going to vote for Republican no matter who the candidate is. But my question is, MAGA, if Trump isn't on the ballot come November as the Republican nominee, would they vote for any other Republican? The MAGA part of the Republican Party, would they vote for anyone else? Would they shift and support any other Republican?
Lovers flew out, so maybe.
Or are they so committed to Trump that that's it? And They just won't
Because
show up.
mind you, who they have now is what? Ramaswamy, DeSantis, and Nikki Haley. Chris Christie is a non-factor. He's just there to talk. They're not going to vote for Ramaswamy. And Nikki Haley is a woman. And then there's DeSantis, who is at war with Donald Trump. And his facial expressions. So
I can't even listen to Ramaswamy. I mean, he's like Jim Jordan. His mouth and his interrupting, like I can't even watch clips from the debates when they have them because he's so obnoxious. It's like, please run out of money soon. So you're not on that debate stage because you're just
one of my questions. I got him down.
Obnoxious.
I want to play armchair therapist for a second.
Would they vote for any other? I don't think so. I don't think so. I got the tower on the bottom. That's a no card for me. I think if they have to change their vote because of what else going on in the legal system and investigations and the courts and everything, they would send a message to Republicans and just walk away, temper the vote. They are committed to their guy. They got that loop running in the head. They that's it.
You know, that's why the Lover's card flat. I think they are, mind you, the Lover's card and the Death card, the Rider-Waite, are kind of the same. They have the same characters. It's just the leader changes is all, but they're chained to the ideas. And so they're here with the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. This is that energy of, you know, if we don't get our guy, we move to Canada type thing. Like they don't want you, I guarantee. And so this is a sticking with their guns on this one. It's Trump or bust. And that's all right with me. So Lord have mercy. Okay.
I've got two brothers that will vote Republican no matter what, no matter who the candidate is. And, you know, they're like, they told my sister, like, I don't think Jenn realizes we're Republican, like our family's Republican. We were raised Republican. My sister's like, I don't think you realize Jenn's a Democrat. Hello.
So let's talk Ramaswamy for a second here. So, this deck is called the 79 Tarot Cards Summer Holiday. I thought I'd give a little summer for those who are suffering from the snow.
Well, we got the snowflakes falling around us.
He is obnoxious, and this is he was trending on Twitter too because he's every time somebody asks him a question, he's in defense mode, or he is trying to attack them for attacking him, as he says. And in my mind, I'm thinking, what you see is it has a core to it. There's a reason he's always defensive. I just said, you know, he's a brown man with a foreign name who's trying to appeal to MAGAs, and this is something is screwed up there altogether. But what I want to know is Ramaswamy. What is wrong with him? What is the thing that causes him to behave that way? Is he insecure? Is he afraid of telling the truth because then he would have to admit something to himself? Like, what is it that causes him to behave that way?
But he's also like Trump, you know, he's really good at interrupting, and you can't get a word in edgewise, and his voice is kind of loud, you know, louder than Trump's. like Biden did Trump. Would you shut up, man? Like, I'm waiting on that. Like, does somebody just tell him to shut up? He's got no etiquette, no, just rude. It's like, yeah, that's who I want negotiating for my country. No. You can't learn if you don't listen every now and then. What is
listening and hearing is different. That's wrong.
You mean Ramaswampy?
Mm-hmm.
Vivek.
Bless his heart. Bless his heart. It's like the black man at the Klan meeting.
I get that. He knows that he's very small, low, at the bottom of the totem pole, and he's just doing whatever he thinks he needs to do based on the conservative base. So he's just basically just paying lip service. So here he is being really, really small, and there's the conservative base. He doesn't have a chance of getting in, because if that's his access to get in, it's blocked. So he's just doing what he thinks he needs to do, or say what he needs to say to the white conservative base, because he's so small. But it's like, dude, you're brown and they can't pronounce your name. You're enemy number one. So that's what I get.
Yeah, he tries to get the higher ground and stab them in the back before they stab him. He's definitely, his ego is all bully motivation. He is anxious about women. And I get this is a learned behavior, from his dad or male mentors in his family. That's who he was surrounded by. And he just, he thinks he's secure and he's the greatest thing since sliced cheese. And he's doing it also to try to raise money and manipulate. So, but it's ego. It's that for me is a big ego card.
He does not, he's trying to fit in. And his efforts have been in vain for so long. I think, going back here with the High Priestess and the Seven of Pentacles, everything he tries bears no fruit. He knows why, if he would, it's kind of shadow workish. He knows why, if he would examine. There's something about him specifically in the places he was in specifically that he didn't fit in. So now that he found sort of a tribe of hate, that's the character he wears. And so here with the Hermit and the Nine of Swords, there's a lot of introspection, and it causes him a lot of anxiety. And he would be up at night all the time if he had to truly examine himself. And so he's got a lot of, I don't want to call them demons because that's not the right word. He's got a lot of issues on the inside. And I think it's all wrapped around identity, if you ask me. I think this, now mind you, this may be a bridge far because that's not necessarily what this is. But he may in some time have have hoped that he was not the color he is or the culture he is. And so there is something on the inside of him that wants to fit in with maybe the blonde hair, blue eyed, and he can't. Because here you have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is a scheme. It's thievery, but it's a disguise. And you have to disguise yourself in order to sneak into the camp and take all the weapons. That's what the card depicts. And so there's a part of him that just has a whole lot of that, and it ends in the Three of Swords and Five of Cups. I think he has an identity crisis, if you ask me.
Is that the Five of Cups with the life raft in the middle of it? Or is that the Three of Swords?
Those are little coconuts. This is the one with, yes, the Three of Swords with the life raft.
Yeah, he needs a life raft thrown at him.
And there's sharks in the bottom of there, too. So he's swimming in the pit and doesn't even know it. So bless his heart, but go away at the same time.
Yeah, just shut up, man.
Well, speaking of shutting up, Ron DeSantis had a interview, if you will, and his wife just blah 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 blah. She talked more than I do, and that's a feat. She went in his face.
Does she have a normal smile though? Does she have a normal smile, or is she like?
She wouldn't stop talking, so she did. I mean, but his face changed like karma chameleon. It changed 80 times. He did this little weird fake smile. He even laughed a few times. And then his face drooped when he realized, oh, I should probably start smiling again. Then he's like, he was the thing to watch, and she was just yapping away. I want to know though, is she hurting his campaign? Because she never comes across as somebody relatable. She doesn't come across with any information.
Hurting or hurting? Like
Hurting.
hurting like injuring, or hurting like she.
Because everybody's like, oh, she's the one in charge, and I'm like, yeah, but she's not doing a very good job. Thank you, Catherine. Long time no see. Where was that question? Because I did a reading for his campaign, and it showed he's having an issue, and there's a woman at the center of it. But I don't think I got the lover's card. I don't remember. But no, ma'am. Not to mention she says things like whatever the comment was that was actually illegal, what she was telling people to do. Like she's not the one you should be out in your mouthpiece. That's just no.
Well, they're getting all investigated over their campaign finances too, and who's paying for ads and everything else. It's like, yeah, you're breaking some laws here.
Ooh.
I don't think she's for his campaign. I think her eyebrows are. It's not what the cards say. That's just me offering my petty 2 cents.
I'm sure there's an eyebrow card somewhere in here. We just ain't got it yet.
I get a yes. Like there's been losses, and she's trying to get the money coming in. See, losses over here. And she's trying to get the money and donors coming back. She's trying to get the money flowing. These are 2 action cards here. She's trying to get the money back.
Thank you, Claudia.
Yeah, she's looking for the money. She's looking for the money. It's like kind of surprising, and it's just chaos and confusion. Yes, she is hurting the campaign. They're losing. That people are transitioning away from them. They can't find their balance again, and yes, that's she's hurting them. Victory in the Republican Party will not be theirs. He's gonna lose.
Is he hurting it? Yes. I got the Fool and the Moon. It's not, she doesn't know what she's doing, and he doesn't know either. It's blind leading the blind, and he also doesn't know how to tell her not to say certain things. They don't have a campaign manager that knows how to run a successful campaign. They may just have a person who knows how to organize trips to different places and talk to different people. That's a completely different thing than how to present yourself to the American public and become presidential in your image. The Fool and the Moon is not a good combination. The Fool already lacks detail, and then the Moon covers up everything. So this is a person literally walking in the dark, full of snakes and alligators and sharp things. And so it's not going to be good. The Star and the 8 of Swords, eventually she will be bound, if you will, here somewhere in the future. But 5 of Wands is how it ends. And so, yes, she is not doing a very good job at being a spokesperson. But she's free. So there's that.
As of everybody's going to forget Ron DeSantis picking a fight with Mickey Mouse and getting his butt beat.
Each time.
Just saying. Just saying.
So, while we're on him, though, January 4th in Iowa, there will be back-to-back town halls between, he will have one, and then Nikki Haley will have one. Town halls, traditionally, people can ask questions and things of that nature. I don't know if that's his strong point, being asked questions. And Nikki Haley is going to be very politician-y, I'm pretty sure. But how will his town hall go?
Before or after he wipes his boogers on people, Johnny? Because sliming it all over people.
He just doesn't do good live at all.
He didn't know how to relate to people.
No.
And that grimace smile. How sad is it if you can't even smile? You can't even. Like, if you never laughed or smiled in your life, come on, since you were a kid, you've been smiling and laughing. Why can you not learn to?
Why does somebody have to teach you how to smile?
Why do you have to have lessons to learn to smile?
It's like, so what are you doing?
What did I miss? Because you all are cracking over there, and I had my computer.
Why can you learned to smile as a kid and laugh? Why can he not smile right? Why is it always?
I'll tell you, I'm gonna give him 1 to 2 of these things. What he can do. It's like, hold it there. Don't move it.
You're gonna be in politics. You gotta smile all the time, and the dude can't smile. It's hysterical.
He sits there for like 8 minutes. That's fine. Okay, that's good enough. Stay right there. Don't say anything. Just move.
It's like, does he not smile ever in his life to where he doesn't know how to, like, do you not smile at your kids, at your wife, at your family?
Did he not smile as a child himself? It's like, oh my God.
Maybe give him some pudding and see if he smiles at the pudding.
3 fingers. 3 fingers. 3 fingers.
Just put it on the table and see what happens.
Maybe he's damaged his mouth eating with his fingers all the time.
Yes, sir. That's all them lies coming out of there. That's what that
was. I've seen a lot of videos of him popping up on Twitter recently, and it's all videos of him eating, and it's just like
he can't eat, he can't smile, he can't do anything. It's
like, and I don't mean for this to sound mean in any way, but the man looks starved the way that he hasn't eaten in a week or something. Like it's just like he just shovels it. It's like, are you chewing? Like, I know that I tend to eat fast. I tend to eat fast just because of, my military background. You had freaking 10 minutes to eat and that was it, but this guy, it's like he's got a wad of food on the side of his mouth and he's shoving more in. It's like he's not going to get more. You know
what was sad? Again, I don't mean to be dark, but in my mind, I'm like, he looks like a child who was chained in the basement and they fed him like once a week. And the moment they gave it to him, he just went, because that's what he looked. He was eating a sandwich. The clip I seen, and he ate it like it was. Like he ain't gonna eat anymore.
Like what is wrong with you? And then the more I look at Ron DeSantis and watch these little videos and clips and stuff, and how awkward he is around people, I'm like, I wonder if he's somewhere on the spectrum, and he's never been diagnosed, because that's just not normal.
Or just not socialized. It's like, can you imagine having a president that you got dignitaries from foreign countries over, and he's eating his pudding with 3 fingers.
Eating his pudding with 3 fingers and then wiping his snot on somebody. Like, I mean,
Wiping his, oh, hello, Prime Minister of UK or Germany or wherever, yeah, hello.
He's an android.
he's not human. Somebody needs to update that program because it's running foul.
Yeah, he's fighting to get the money people to follow him. He's running out of money. He's going to have a lot of difficulty talking about the work he's already done in the past, like things he's done, explaining things he's done in Florida, which is what he would like to do in the rest of the country. So he's going to be constricted somehow in his town hall. And I get a lot of anxiety around raising money, bad news on that. I get he gets blocked by women. Like, they don't like you.
I get that there is a lot of people with suspicions about him for his town hall. Like, it may be something that he says or how he presents that people are like, WTF? They're just suspicious. People with money are suspicious. Like, the people that are ready to donate are suspicious. And he does well overall, but there's too many that are suspicious of him and how manipulative he is to try to gain access to success, if that makes sense. So they see him as this. Don't trust him. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, Yeah, he should, Debsy. He should.
They probably share one, both of them.
Yeah.
Okay. How will it go? There's a page of cup and the sun. There's somebody there who is planted with questions to make him look good. They're not necessarily like softball questions necessarily, but it's one of those ones where you can ask him or seemingly ask him a tough question and he has a really prepared answer and then he knocks it out of the park, because this is still surprise, but this is success, but they're on the same side. So he does have a plant in there, but the 7 of Cups in the Tower, something gets really exposed, and I think you can't help it because he doesn't perform well in public and live, and so something gets exposed big time, and a lot of confusion comes from that. He doesn't know how to answer certain things. He's not prepared. Again, they don't have a campaign manager. They have a person who organizes events. The 3 of Swords in the word of warning and the 5 of Swords in the word of solace. Sometimes God answers all prayers with no, and so there's it's not a good day.
He needs a life raft too.
There's some defeat and there's some heartbreak and separation. If you thought you were going to gain anything from this, I don't think you are. Thank you, Robichaud. I'm gonna say that. For whatever reason, I can't say. My retro brain is not working today. 7 of Pentacles is how it ends. I've never seen such a sad person on the 7 of Pentacles.
Like, I'm waiting on my harvest, but it's not coming in.
That's this baby descent.
He can't smile either.
He is.
But
he
it's
is
funny because DeSantis can frown. Like, have you ever noticed he can get, like, I have trouble like frowning, but he can get a big frown going. He just can't smile. It's like crazy.
Okay, so
somebody should paint dimples on him to make it look like he's trying to smile.
Where were those fake ones? Just bite it down on it like vampire teeth. Okay. Nikki Haley, she has her town hall. How will hers go? Since she is trailing She is close behind Donald Trump, so she's not that far away. They don't like it, but the old GOP does, mind you. Especially when he comes out with his dictator this and poison the blood that, and that's not the kind of stuff you say out loud to Trump.
Yeah, it's crazy that like she'll talk about like all the debt that Trump caused and everything, but they all still support him. And even Chris Christie, when Colorado threw him off the ballot, said we should let the voters decide. He should stay on the ballot. And I'm like, do y'all realize this is a competition? Like, wouldn't it be great if your main competition was just taken off? I can't believe they're still supporting him being on the ballot.
It's like, I always keep saying God gives you an out. Y'all are not taking it. He is the problem in your party. Now, mind you, that's not technically true. Your mentality is the problem in your party. He's just the symptom, and then we get to see it in public. But right now, he is the problem in your voter base, too, because he's got a whole bunch of them following him like lemmings off the cliff. Just follow the smell. And so right now, you have a chance to be rid of him. He's got 14 million cases. He got a guy who can try people in The Hague that are coming after him. Like, let it happen. So all you have to do is nothing. And y'all are still messing it up. Like, I don't understand.
They have been given so many off-ramps for the whole Trump fiasco. And
now we've seen the first, well, maybe technically the second, the first domino of the political elite to possibly fall with Ronna McDaniel. They just got Scott Perry's stuff. How many more are going to follow? Because before, I guess it was no big deal when it was the trailer park people coming to storm the Capitol and lawyers getting arrested. Now it's you all, the political elite, that are getting wrapped up. How much is it going to take before you guys are like, oh, you know? Mm-hmm. But by all means, go ahead.
I get Trump is going to like try to come off as saying she was very emotional to try to slow things down for her because she's getting growing donations and gaining strength on him. So watch for Trump to lose his mind that week over Nikki, because he's gonna try to say she is way too emotional. I do get like she starts to secure more votes. It's interesting. Something may come out in the courts that week on Trump too, who's crowning the reading, that may cause people to kind of change off of him a little bit. But I get in general, she does okay with her image. Her image like is okay.
I get she does not do well at all.
Oh,
if that's work and the job or suspicion, people are not sure about her at all. Her success is blocked, and then there's that. So that's not looking good. Her, if I look at the mirrors, widespread suspicion, she's cut off, or her ability to successfully do a job is cut off. It's not. I don't get that goes well for her.
They're not going to have many candidates left at this rate.
What I don't understand is Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley is out there telling a group of senior citizens, yeah, we're coming after your Social Security and your Medicare. And these people are like, yeah! It's like, I don't think you all have 401ks or Roth IRAs, so why are you cheering? And that could also be it. A lot of programs and a lot of things that she wants to cut and slash. So
that one I don't get at all. Like, cutting Social Security is already a horrible sentence to even say. Then they say it out loud. Like, they tiptoed around the pro-choice, pro-life thing, and then they finally bit the bullet on that. But they have been telling you since the beginning of time they want to slash entitlement programs.
And what I don't understand, and I think I think there's a part of me that does, because my father-in-law is one of these morons. Somehow in their twisted brain, they think that their generation is going to get excluded from the cut. No, honey, we're coming for your money too. So, they got to pay off the wealthy somehow. So you're included in that group,
I know someone on SSI, after they pay the rent alone, not the rest of life, their rent, they got $8. And you want to cut it? That sounds like the Christian thing to do.
And then when you want to go get food stamps, oh, guess what? We're cutting that too. And Medicare. So have fun living off your $8. Oh, you won't have that either, because we're taking your Social Security.
And don't go get a job, because then we're going to cut that, because now you have a job. Like, I Republican mindset. I don't understand it. How will she do? 9 swords, Ace of Wands. There is a lot of stress around this thing. I don't know. It doesn't go smoothly. Her image at the end of it is good, because I get in King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So maybe she looks like she's the one that should be challenging Biden. She looks more of a candidate than DeSantis in Trump in the eyes of mainstream media, mind you. Not necessarily the voters, but they're going to push her in mainstream media because that's the one they're going to talk about the most. But she is again, Word of Solace, 5 of Swords. She gets 2. So it's not going to go smoothly. I think, could be wrong here, but I think she has a troll too, to where there may be outbursts or something of that nature in there. So there's that.
Watch it be a DeSantis troll.
Trump comes wandering in. Oh, I thought this was Pizza Hut. There is something here too with the Death and the Wheel of Fortune, to where her fortunes do change. It changes for the better, but it changes for the better when it comes to finance. And so she may have some uptick in her donations there. There is some flip-flop too. With the 2 of Swords in the Word of Warning, there's some flip-flop on an issue, and this could be women's rights, since she is a woman. This could be women's rights, and so she may have some flip-floppish in verbiage, and so that's also going to be highlighted, which is probably why the media would spend more time talking about her than anybody else. So there's that. Okay. So Donald Trump pressured couple 2, 3, 5 people in Michigan to not certify the election.
Just a few. I smell a rat and a Trump.
First, what's the fallout from that? Is this going to mean anything to Donald Trump, or is this just a news story? Because everything he does not end in a case somewhere. So what's the fallout from this?
I'm going to sit this one out because of the GT.
Yes, ma'am.
That's okay. But
That's funny, because we read a while back, I want to say like a year ago, that Ronna McDaniel was going to end up having trouble over him. And here she is on tape.
Ronna McDaniel, Scott Perry, how many more? How many more? Because they got Scott Perry's phone, but how many other people are going to be recorded on phone calls? Members of the House, or
there's somebody else that's going to get raided, because I was having a dream this morning early where somebody's standing outside in their underwear again, like while the cops are raiding, like they did. Who was it? Jeffrey Clark. There's somebody else that's going to end up raided over all this.
It's so funny. Give me your phone. I'm a 14-year-old on punishment. Oh,
What I just don't understand is how did these people think they weren't going to get caught and that this was a good idea?
yeah.
Lawmakers, not saying that all of them have degrees in the law, but you know better. You know better.
Or at least should.
Yeah.
What's it mean for Trump? The court's already on this. I'm getting like Jack Smith has already secured information about this and him trying to shift who the electors are. This is going to play a starting role in like superseding indictment is going to grow. So like they're going to add charges to an indictment. They're going to have more superseding ones. They're going to change. They're going to return to one of the existing indictments and how it's structured. So for Trump, it's bad news. And something else is going to come out on him too, like that, like that recording. They're not finished with him. There's something else coming. Like that, like we haven't had enough. My bingo card is full. I can't even think about what else to put on the bingo card.
We're going to be hearing stuff about his attempts to overthrow an election for the next decade. This is going to take years to clean up, because the power goes back and forth. You know what I mean? So it's just like for these last 2 years, we've been thwarted by a Republican House that is just intent on political theater. So stuff has been paused, but it's going to take decades.
I will say, because we have all complained, and rightfully so, from the beginning, why doesn't somebody do something? At least somebody did. I mean, wherever it goes from here, we'll see. But at least somebody, he got a mugshot.
Yeah.
Like that one we did not see all those years ago because we were like, he's done every crime in the world. Somebody do something. And so we're getting there. It just takes some time. It took 7 years for the mugshot. So.
Well, and he's been abusing the legal system too, Johnny.
Yeah, he has.
If this is anybody else that doesn't have the resources that he has, they would have been jailed already, convicted and jailed. But he's
like
been,
all of the Jan 6 people.
Yes.
They went down like that in moments.
But he has the resources to delay. You know, somebody needs to get smart.
He was talking in April before the November elections that if he lost, that he wasn't, that it wasn't a legitimate election. So, now him saying that he will be a dictator day one, believe him. He will go in there and try and be a dictator.
Thank you for the PayPal.
He tells you exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah.
What's the fallout? Two of Swords, King of Cups. There is a man here who needs to come to a decision. This is a judge or something of some sort. There is a document that he needs to send out. So maybe there's some sort of search thing or some sort of subpoena or some sort of thing for records, possibly. I don't know. But he needs to send out something or the decision therefore or thereof. There is the Lovers and the Nine of Swords. This means more for people around him, naturally, who are on his side. Lovers is people of like mind. And so that Nine of Swords, it causes a lot of stress. And there's a man in particular here too, who is having a lot, right? He's got the 10 of Wands right above him. It's a lot coming down on him at the same time. He's going to crack. He's not going to crack initially, but he's going to crack because they have ways to make you. The Five of Pentacles. And so then they're going to give up more information. Now, I don't know if this just results in additional charges, but not a separate charge, or like something being added to, or just evidence being added to, because I don't get any justice or anything here, at least not right now. But this does complicate things for Donald Trump and those around him, naturally, because that's the MO. We might as well just copy and paste this read for pretty much, because this is what it always is. The people around him suffer the most as of right now.
I mean, look at Giuliani.
Yeah. Oh.
Just filed for bankruptcy. Now, I don't know anything about bankruptcy, Chapter 11 bankruptcy. I don't know what that means, but the judge came out and said, oh, no. You're still paying these two women over here.
Yeah. Because isn't it like medical bills and student loans you cannot get rid of in bankruptcy and things of that, judgments? And so,
And he owes $1 million worth of taxes or something like that. But are we going to prosecute him like they did Hunter Biden? I mean, please let me be Satan for 1 week, Johnny. I would clean this up.
So you said, do you want to do? You said, I think you said this backstage though. The Ronna McDaniel or Donald, whatever her name is, GT. Did you want to do one on her?
Yeah, I was going to do one probably.
So do you want to sit this question out? Like, what's the fallout for her?
Yes, please. I'm curious.
That way we can see.
And I found it interesting. I went back and watched your GT on Donald Trump, and we both got the same thing. Mine was on the corners about the secret conversations. The very next day was when the news hit of we have recordings of Trump and Ronna McDaniel on the show.
Oh.
I bet there's a bunch of people in Congress that are sitting there going, shit.
The head of the RNC. There she is, helping him out.
Yep.
That's what's his name's niece also, right?
Romney's niece.
Romney's niece.
So not only did she let him bankrupt the RNC, basically, because they're down to $9 million, now he got you all strung up on a state and federal felony. Have fun with that, Ronna. Have fun.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I ain't the smartest, but if I see you fall, then I'm not walking in the directions you just did, because there's something on the ground. There's ice. There's something, a banana peel. I don't know. If I have an example now, because again, humans learn life is the greatest teacher of all. And just because we know something is dangerous, don't mean we don't do it too. But if hundreds of people, Jan Sixers and the Ronas and the back Papadopoulos and Mike Flynn, and if all these people get caught up in these webs, then don't you want to go in the opposite direction?
For Joyce Michael, Johnny doesn't do grand tableaus. He created his own spread that he calls a tableau.
Yes.
So it's not the 8x4+4 like mine. He has a spread that he developed himself.
Because the grand tableau is technically all of the Lenormand cards, because you cover every basis basically, because all of the cards are in play at the same time. The tarot spread, I just basically use the house system of the Lenormand and then put cards on top of them. Mm-hmm. But it's just a big giant spread basically.
Mm-hmm.
So what's this mean for Miss Ronna? There's a lot of details in the Republican parties that has already been shared with the court. So she's looking at least 2 court cases where she has to defend herself. So I'm going to say one with Jack Smith and one in Michigan. It's like this is treason. Just call it what it is. It's treason. Getting insiders to fight and everything. This is she is not going to like the tower that's about to slam her. So
you are effed, homegirl. You are effed.
She is
you did it yourself.
She's about to get burdened big time. So, and she's having to watch the money real close, because they're going bankrupt.
Yeah, I think the last I saw, they were down to $9 million in the RNC, and that's for down ticket ballots too, because they've been paying all of Trump's legal bills. Meanwhile, he's getting them all in trouble.
And good luck asking Uncle Mitt to help you with your legal bills, because you screwed him over a zillion ways from Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
1 + 1 is 2. 1 - 1 is 0. 1 minus Trump is -4,899,000.
It's not like
11,780 votes.
Of bankrupting everything he touches, though. That's what I don't understand.
Yeah, it's like, don't you want to go in the opposite direction?
That's Giuliani. Giuliani's now filed bankruptcy.
He's now bankrupt. Like he's starting to bankrupt individual people.
Yeah.
He's got a wand. His little wand. It's just bankrupt.
He blew up the deficit in the U.S. by trillions of dollars, bankrupted the RNC, bankrupted Rudy Giuliani, ruined people's lives that are going to go to prison for a while. I don't care.
And got the damn pool boy in trouble.
Too bad. For us to think 2 years in prison isn't enough. 2 years in prison for a rich, wealthy person that's used to a certain lifestyle, that's a death sentence. You know what I mean? Like,
ask Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah.
She thinks they're mistreating her. It's jail, homegirl.
It's prison, homegirl. It ain't the Ritz.
Yeah. You don't even get Ritz crackers in there. So, King of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. So there will be Donald Trump, and then that's my America card, or it's also her too. She's tied at the hip. So I think her situation actually exacerbates from this. This is going to get a lot worse. The Six of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Death card. There may also be some changes coming to her title or to her position here too, with the Six of Wands. So I don't know if she's going to be the head of the whoever and the leader of this. And so she may have some changes coming there too, because Queen of Cups is in your word of warning. The Fool and the Four of Wands. There is something she closely did with the White House itself. There's a record of it too. This is a conversation too, and I think she also had this conversation with the foreign person. They could be Russian descent. And so there's something that's complicated there too. This happened when he was in office. So was she head of RNC when he was in office? If she wasn't, it doesn't matter, I guess. There is something here that complicates things too because of that. The Three of Wands, there's a lot more coming her way too. And I clarified it with the Hangman. So there is something she's going to get caught up. Now she's also going to have a decision that she can make too. She can cooperate or she can be sacrificed, basically, to where they then throw the book at her type of thing, or go harder than they normally would. So she's got some decisions to make. 2024 is not going to be cute for you, homegirl.
Is that Skewy?
That's Skewy. You can do anything to Skewy.
That's the only one that would let you do that.
Little pandemonium.
He's my official elf on a shelf.
Okay. Where shall we go? So Georgia, Arizona, and Pennsylvania Republicans want to remove Biden from the ballot like they did Trump in Colorado. Will they succeed?
I'm going to set this one out too because of the GT. If that's okay. I'm curious to see what you guys got. Did you see what Marjorie Taylor Greene was saying, that Trump should be that Biden should be removed from the ballot because he's under an impeachment inquiry? And it's like, homegirl, the other dude was impeached twice. Okay, so like by your standards, he doesn't qualify either.
Oh Lord!
It's just like when you think she can't say anything stupider, she opens her mouth. It's like,
that's where her brain is in backwards.
Repeat the question for me.
The Georgia, Arizona, and Pennsylvania Republicans would like to remove Biden from the ballot. Will they be successful? Any of them?
The Republicans? Mm-hmm. Oh, Biden. Remove Biden. Okay. Well, he hasn't committed an insurrection. You don't have to be convicted of an insurrection. You just have to have participated or caused one to.
But Jen, those are
not be allowed to run for public office.
Laws and facts. A party of law and order doesn't pay attention to laws and facts.
This is tit for tat.
Yeah, this is tit for tat retaliation. Come on now.
This.
They're going to make themselves unelectable for the next 3 decades if they keep this up, dude. It's like
we haven't won an election since George the First.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They're
That's why
doing it all for image. You know, like once you look into it, start asking questions, the bullies will lose in court because it's all based on lies. The details are like shifted around. There's nothing that is treasonous. So they have to change their course because fighting about this and everything is just for their own image. Everything gets brought to light. There's nothing treasonous that Trump has done to keep him off the ballot for.
2 years, and what have they accomplished? Milk for kids in school that they, by the way, don't want to feed the kids in school. Just give them milk; they'll be fine.
Whole milk.
Yeah, whole milk. Sorry.
Because Biden changed it to 2% and low-fat milk.
Mm-hmm.
Or not Biden, Obama.
And I can tell you, as African Americans, whole milk is not something we should drink. Yeah. But, you know, whatever. The Republicans there and the 7 of Cups, this is not an attempt to get him off the ballot. This is tit for tat. But if it works, great. But if it doesn't, we'll just do something else. Word of warning is the Hierophant. You get no play in the government. The Tower and the Queen of Swords, there's no legal standing for this either. But they know that, though. Mm-hmm. This is not an attempt to get him off the ballot. This is just tit for tat. Just like the Hunter Biden thing that came up in Becca's tableau is just to hurt Biden and not hurt him in the polls, but to hurt him personally. Yeah. And so that's all this is. And mind you, Biden did not do anything to Donald Trump.
No, he just beat him. That was enough. That's enough. That's enough. He just beat him. That's enough. That's all you need. The guy has the skin of a wet paper towel. Like, he's so easily hurt because of his narcissism. It's just like, it's insane.
You've never seen somebody trying to come back so strongly after being accused of smelling. It's like,
yes,
well, too much.
Out of all the things that he's under the microscope for, the biggest thing he takes offense to is people saying he stinks.
Yeah.
Stink.
Change it.
Well, there was so much video evidence of the fact he stinks. There were so many pictures and videos of people going, ew, behind him, including Melania.
Hey, Johnny, do you have on the questions there if they'll bring articles of impeachment?
No. You want to ask that?
I want to see what you guys get, if that's okay, or you can do it in the after show. I don't mean to intrude on your show.
You're part of this show, so
I know, but
what was in the tableau?
In the tableau, it's too far apart. I have to connect it, and it doesn't look like it goes. But just to double check, because in Trump's both times he got impeached, it was clear as day. It was like super close, and Biden's is too far apart.
That second one you seen, I was thinking.
What second one? The second Trump.
When you seen his second impeachment in the, because I remember it was like, I was thinking the whole time he's not going to be in office anymore. Though I didn't know you can be impeached after you left office.
And that was the grand tableau that you and Jenny helped me on. The one that we saw the people with the weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
was the one that the impeachment showed. But in his, it shows clear as day both times. In Biden's, it's too far apart. So, but I'm just curious because I get tableaus wrong. I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. So I'm just curious to see what you guys got, just to.
I get the same combination though.
What did you get?
The legal thing, the Queen of Swords and the Tower, same 2 cards. The legal standing is broken. Now there's the Republican card and the 8 of Cups. Has to be abandoned. Now, mind you, the 8 of Cups is never walking away from something and then just stopping. It's always walking away from something to something else. And so they're just going to try something else or some sort of other campaign, but I don't think they'll be successful with that. But I think they know that, though.
But who are they impeaching, Hunter Biden or his dad? At this point, who knows? They have nothing, so.
I get Biden is secure even across the aisle, with both parties. It might be close, like if they vote on the committee or whatever to do articles of impeachment, or if they do the articles, they may do the articles, but it loses when it comes to the vote. They don't have enough votes.
But see, here's the thing that I don't understand. There's Republicans on the record in interviews saying this is horse doo-doo. He did nothing wrong.
Lindsey Graham is one of them.
We're not going to impeach him. Once it was brought to the floor for a vote, every single one of them, including vulnerable Republicans in Biden districts, voted along party lines.
Yeah.
So regardless, they know they don't have it. They just went ahead with it, So
it wouldn't surprise me if they did the articles, but then don't have enough votes to get it through.
Mhm.
So I think they will probably write up articles of impeachment. They just won't have enough votes to get him impeached. And it certainly won't go through the Senate.
So let's talk about some other horrible people.
Oh, fun times.
Tucker with an F, Carlson. Did y'all see the interview he did with the rapist? What's the child's name? Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey had a show called The House of Cards that he starred in, where he was the president, I guess, or whatever. So he, in character, was talking to Tucker Carlson. And so Tucker Carlson, the real person, was interviewing the character from The House of Cards. It's as strange as what it sounded like, yes. But anyway,
that show hadn't been on in years. I mean, it went down fast once it came out that he was like a pedophile, allegedly. YouTube, very successful show that crashed and burned as soon as that came out. So the interview, was that back then when it was popular, or
no? This is new, I believe.
He did a new interview with him in that character role. What the hell?
So it wasn't like he cut the clip from the movie and
no, he was sitting right there with him. And Kevin Spacey does this. Apparently, somebody in one of the comments says he does a weird Christmas Eve video all the time. So Kevin Spacey had this weird weird video where he was sitting in front of the fireplace and with the weird sweater on, doing this monologue. So Tucker Carlson is sitting in front of the fireplace with the sweater on, talking to Kevin Spacey's character from The House of Cards. Yes.
Because he can't get anybody else to come on his show to interview, so he has to go out and find a pedophile to interview.
Yes, go talk to the rapist.
Because you're trying to make your show successful.
Mm-hmm. Which brings me to the question, because Tucker Carlson has said that he is going to start his own streaming service. Not something that competes with Netflix or any of those, possibly one. To me, it just sounds like a podcast that runs all the time, but will he be successful in his endeavor?
So, like Truth Social, he's going to start his own streaming service.
A streaming service. Kevin Spacey, I believe, is trending on Twitter, and that's why, because he's doing the interview with Tucker Carlson.
Make sure you hire Devin Nunes to help you with that. He's helped so much with Truth Social.
He's such a good executive, isn't he? Did he ever beat the cow in court? That he was suing?
Yeah, I never heard any more on that. Where that went.
Yes, a screaming service.
I have a question. I get it that he was let go of Fox News, not based on being on an ethical POS, but because he was caught talking smack about executives.
Mm-hmm.
But isn't he still technically under contract?
No, I think he was under one of those 90-day no-compete type of things or something.
Oh, okay.
But he's still under the lawsuits that haven't come up yet for Fox that are still pending. he's about to go through some major changes. Greed and ego and backstabbing, the image that he wants to put forward with, any guests that he works with. I get, I get a no as far as like success and everything. Like it goes nowhere. It's chaotic, and he comes across as a bully. It doesn't go anywhere. He loses. So go ahead, Tucker. Lose money on that.
Please do.
I get it's uncertain because his celebrity is no longer so openly available. Do you understand what I'm saying? But it's almost like he finds work that's stable. The job is stable. But it's almost like with this right here, it's almost like it's only for a very niche audience, if that makes sense. He doesn't have, like, here the celebrity is not so big. It's only niche, if I'm making any sense. I don't know how to explain it.
It is. I just looked it up, and it's streaming on Roku right now. So it's like one of the things where when you turn on your TV and there's 90 million boxes and you can watch what you want to, he may just be one of them boxes up there. Because in the beginning, I get the Sun and the Wheel of Fortune. So he has some success in the beginning here. It's, again, just like Becca said, the 10 of Cups is your community. This is a larger group of people. The 8 of Swords would be like more tight-knit. It's niche. It's not widespread. This isn't the world card. It's like the people who like you will follow you type of thing. And so you're not appealing to the masses. You're appealing to the people you appeal to already. But it ends in the Page of Swords and the 9 of Swords and the 10 of Swords. So it's a successful? No, it is not. It is a piece of garbage just like he is. That's me being judgmental. So.
And if your niche is only the QAnon people, have fun with that, because that's,
people that are okay with you. He's shown on Russian TV all the time. People that are okay with you partnering with Russia, they'll watch you.
It's his arrogance that gets me, dude. The guy has more money to last him 15 lifetimes. But it's him wanting to be a celebrity that drives him. He's such a horrible person.
His high-pitched laugh. I can't even do it because it's so high-pitched. Like
his face looks like he never matured past puberty, because he's got that little face, like
those big stupid droopy ears. Well, another horrible person, Alex of the Jones variety. Not him specifically in this one, Elon Musk, another one. He put out a poll saying, should he allow Alex Jones back on Twitter? And this is supposed to be a platform for all voices and blah, 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 blah. He did that whole spiel. And a lot of people are saying, though, if you allow him back on Twitter, remind you of why he was kicked off in the first place. Mind you of he owes all this money to people, and do we need to go through the story again? Like, so he didn't just get kicked off of Twitter because he lied about his weight when he weighed himself in Georgia. No, this was a completely different, horrible, horrid thing. He was not even human in those moments. This was beyond humanity at that point. So Alex Jones may be led back on Twitter. What will be the fallout of such a thing if he were to be led back onto Twitter? The MAGAs are for it, believe it or not.
Speaking of the horrible human being that is Elon Musk, I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, because his mom was on a rampage a couple of weeks ago because the government did not renew their contract with Elon Musk for Skylink, and she was losing her mind. It's like, go back to South Africa, lady. Go back. It's not like you don't have the money. Bye-bye. We're not going to miss you. MAGA,
of course, is going to support him. They support InfoWars and all the propaganda that he spews and all the lies he spews. So, they think it was they think it was a fake event too. What happened in Sandy Hook. It's awful.
He wanted $988 million of your taxpayer money to support his company. They said, no, you don't meet sufficient requirements, therefore you're denied. And so they went on a rant.
He offered, what was it, like 48 million or something to the Sandy Hook families, you know, while trying to also file bankruptcy to get out of it. And they're like, no, you're going to pay the $1.5 billion or whatever his fine it was.
What a disgusting human being, dude.
I mean,
what a disgusting human being to profit off of the suffering of families that lost their babies. And not just that he's profiting off of it, but sending crazy people to harass these people. Like that's, you know, thank you, Robin. Sorry about the ding. I just got a notification. Thank you, Robin, for the PayPal. That's so generous of you. Thank you very much. Thanks.
He's still got other lawsuits, I think, out there that haven't finished up yet. So, you know, he needs to be watching what he says. I think, you know, they'll let him back on there. They'll, you know, he's got a following, his image. There are like-minded people that are going to support him. So, but he needs, you know, he's sneaky and unbalanced and explosive and stuff. So something's going to be used as evidence in against him that's going to cause him some problems later.
I'm wondering if somebody, if he goes back on there and he causes problems, if Twitter will be held liable, because Elon Musk fired everybody. So now you have a platform where it has been proven and people have whistleblown how you are changing the algorithms to silence certain people that don't agree with what you're saying while elevating violent rhetoric. And then you let one of these people that have a huge cult following full of crazy people come on your platform to advertise more craziness. Like there has to be a point where the company itself or Elon Musk are held liable, you know, because he's purposefully like messing with stuff, you know, like, dude, you're a failure. Your cars are crashing. They've been recalled. How about you get on SpaceX and just disappear? Nobody's going to miss you. Nobody's going to miss you. What would happen? I got the crossroads, the ring, and the coffin. People are going to be, there's going to be a lack of choice and a lack of who you follow or a lack of who you get contracted with. There's going to be an abundance of lies that are in abundance and then an abundance of crazy mentally ill people. The crossroads, the coffin, and the mice, that's like several people that are not right in the head, like nervous breakdowns sort of thing, ill, and very problematic partnerships. Along with that, if there are any advertisers left, you lose them. They're going to start going away more and more and more and more. If he tries to charge, no, that goes away too. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it's not going to be good. That's why I was asking when is Twitter ever going to be held liable for what Elon Musk is doing over there? Because there's been plenty of whistleblowers on what he's doing. So that's what I got.
He's back on as of December 10th.
Well, there you go. Have fun with that, Elon Musk. Have fun with that.
It's going to turn into another Truth Social where it's nothing but MAGA people and foreign terrorists and all kinds of crap. You know, that's all that ISIS likes to communicate to on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Eight of Swords and the Nerds would be a restriction, and the Nine of Pentacles is luxury or expensive things or a lot of money. So there will be a restriction on that, so there will be loss of advertisers. The Fool and the Four of Cups, this will be one of those things where you're going to have to accept this fate because this just is what it is. You went into this, you did not go into this blindly, that's the wrong phrase, but you went into this with the wrong mentality. I'll say it that way, because the fool does not plan anything. It's spontaneous. It just leaps off the cliff. We'll see what happens on the way down. And so the Two of Pentacles, there are some people, though, who have invested money that hopes this blows over or that you don't notice at all. And so there's some that will hang around, but he has a whole lot of people exiting at one point or at one time with the Knight of Swords too. And it hurts the money, it hurts the finance. There's also a woman here who is highly stressed, and this is possibly the one who was hired to make sure that Twitter had advertisers in the first place. I don't know how you work for him. He is not the type of person that makes your job any easier. He makes it literally harder.
He is such a piece of crap, that man, I swear.
And all you have to do was nothing.
And we thought Trump was a malignant narcissist.
Yeah.
We thought
he kept saying he was going to back off and let somebody else run it, but he hadn't. It's like his ego's too freaking big.
I mean, dude, we got, and then, you know, like his mom throwing a fit. Yeah, by the way, taxpayers subsidized the cars that are crashing all over the place and Starlink. We subsidize that. And he's over there playing God and King where he shouldn't be. So F you, lady, and F you, your son, and F you, everybody like you. How about that?
To the tune of $1 billion.
That's our money, you know?
Well, that leads me to this question was on the community page. What is the future? I don't know if you want to put a time frame on it or if you just want to do an outlook forecast on the U.S. educational system with the banning of books, the rewriting of books, the trying to water down history so that it's not so horrible to
Blacks really like slavery because it taught them work skills.
Yeah.
So timing as far as public education still being available, or timing for straightening it out, or
just your what does it look like, the forecast? Like, is it going to improve at all? Is it headed in a bad direction? Mind you, education is not necessarily federal. Your school district could be the worst in the country, especially when you have the Moms for Liberty on your school board, which is why your local elections are way more important than anything else, because those people run your life around there.
Or the menage a trois for Liberty on your school board.
Thank you, Star and Flurry Tarot.
I have no problem with 3 ways. I have a problem when you're banning books and crap over garbage that isn't true. I'm putting a time limit on it. I'm asking over the next 5 years.
We have people who believe Donald Trump is still a good idea. Thank you, Star and Flurry. That he is a good idea, that he is not being prosecuted, he's being persecuted. And there's a disconnect. And where did you go to school? Who did you grow up around that didn't teach you any discernment whatsoever?
We live in a country where people still think he's the president. Yes.
And that waited on a street corner for John F. Kennedy to arrive.
A Democrat, by the way, who's going to come and save Donald Trump, a Republican, and get him back
live on TV. But yep. Something's what's in the water today? Something's wrong. Thank you. Anything, Halloween?
I get that, some of the school systems are going to start having problems in courts that aren't accepting these bans and things, that are going on. And the don't say gay in school, just like they tried to stop, don't say gay in the Army and Navy and military. It's going to go through a transition over the next couple of years. And I get that there'll be a lot of growth in 3 years in the public school systems. But there's a portion of Republicans that want to separate out from them and, privatize. They want to make money. So they're like they want the government to wrap up anything they're doing. And they want to change and take it private. That's out in the cold. So I don't think they're going to be able, they might in certain states privatize public education, but in general, I'm getting that's out in the cold over the next 5 years. Like it doesn't go anywhere. And they're going to have more and more legal problems. They're shooting themselves in the foot. They're just shooting themselves.
I did a double line of 5. So the top row is the dog, the crossroads, the house, the moon, and the coffin. The bottom row is the whip, the rider, the birds, the snake, and the cross. There is going to be an end. There's an ending to these people that are very political and partisan, that are just there in their states where they live, that are there for a political career, crossroads and moon, a political career, but they're very partisan. That comes to an end. The bottom row, it's talking about how these people have done nothing but move forward with a lot of criticism and a lot of angry rhetoric and lies to make people suffer, that families are suffering. They're abusive. They're extremely religious and dogmatic and not good people. They lie about their reputations to get what they need to get once they're in office, and then they're just venomous, if that makes sense. I get a lot of talk and mobilization within families. With Crossroads and Rider, those are 2 action cards. There's a lot of movement around families and families discussing what is best for their local area and how they're going to start a movement to stop these people from mobilizing, if that makes sense, to identify who these actors are that try to present one way but really have nefarious purposes or motivations. And a lot of families that are very angry with what's being said around their children that are bisexual, gay, transgender, just the attacks and making the family suffer. Families are suffering. And then here's the other one, criticizing and making families suffer, because of what they're saying, the lies that are being told. So eventually that ends. It's like I don't want to say a campaign because I don't have the garden here, but it's almost like a concerted effort by political parties to present these people as a way to poison public schools. Maybe it's because they have another reason they want all the money to go to voucher schools, which is a scam, by the way.
Yeah.
School vouchers are a total freaking scam. But I get that whole movement, the abuse of children, the lying about history, the whitewashing, everything, that ends. And it ends very, 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 very painfully. When it happens, I don't know. I didn't put a time on it. But it's going to take families getting on board and opening their eyes and seeing what's happening, and also having meetings not in their communities, but like in their hometown, meetings with families, meetings with other families, to mobilize and pick up what's being put down.
The PTAs and the school boards.
PTAs, the school boards, all that stuff, to find out, to identify who these partisan people are.
See? I love the kid that was speaking. Did you see him? That he was like telling Ziegler's wife,
we don't want you fired because of who you had sex with.
Right.
We
want you fired because you're horrible at your job. And you're now getting caught up in exactly what we've been protesting.
Yep. Do as I say and not as I do.
Okay, so Star and Flurry Tarot. If you're still here, I ain't watched the video yet. Where did you get them itty bitty cards from? I seen you in your last video in the thumbnail. I ain't watched it yet, so if you said it in there, I just don't know yet. But the Magician and the Page of Swords. So there's going to be some bad news for those who manipulate. There's also going to be a lot more attempts to manipulate, because that's what the Magician is really good at, especially when combined with the Page of Swords. Page of Swords ain't nothing nice. So it is trying to, and mind you, it's the liar. So it is trying to inject lies, not rewriting of history to where George Washington didn't own slaves. Okay, we don't need that part in there. We can just do the war part and the cherry tree part, the wooden teeth part. That's cute. No, you're putting in stuff in there that didn't actually happen. This is the lie part. So the 10 of Wands and the Ace of Wands, there will be some new actions taken that put a lot of burden upon the curriculum. And this is actually a good thing, because if it cannot stand the test, then it will crumble. So it's like, this is one of those things like science does. Science tests everything. And if it fails, then it's not a truth. And so this is one of those things to where it's going to have to go through the fire before it's considered true. 9 of Swords, Ace of Swords, and the 8 of Wands. Again, there's now combating the lies with the truth. The 10 of Swords and then the Ace of Swords is what's coming next. And then that 8 of Wands would be your communications. This is also your community talking to each other. This is out loud communications, not just written down. The Chariot, they will be coming together. The Chariot takes a lot of work, but once it's put in, then it will achieve victory almost guaranteed, especially when right below it is the Ace of Swords, which is a victory card. Clarity and truth. And so there will be some cleaning up of this thing, but it is going to take the mobilization of people who actually care that their children are learning the right things and not what we want you to know. The truth is the truth, no matter how you feel.
Did you hear about that kid that sued the school? I think it was in Virginia or West Virginia, because the school and a bunch of the staff, the principal, the teachers, and everybody were forcing children during school hours to go to these religious gatherings and churches, and threatening the kids, especially kids that were involved in sports like football or basketball or whatever, that if they didn't go and participate, they were going to be expelled from the team and suspended from school. And this kid went and sued the school with the help of Freedom from Religion law firm or whatever. There's a law firm or an association that's Freedom from Religion, and they sued the crap out of the school. And the kid got he got an award, and he also got what is it when they give you money to go to college for being an actor?
Scholarship.
Yeah, a scholarship. He got a scholarship. But what's funny is this isn't the first time the school's been busted for that thing. And while it was great to read that article, it didn't mention anything about if the principal was fired, if the teachers that forced and participated students to be fired, because this is a public school. This is taxpayer money for you to teach the children a certain curriculum. It is not a let's go visit Jesus during school hours, campaign. Like, that's just wrong, and so it's like, okay, that's great. You sued the school. What about the people that actually thought that was a good idea? Do they still have jobs?
They're so hell-bent on trying to force everyone else to their way of thinking. It's like, if you want to put your kid in a religious school, you got all kinds of private schools that are religious. Go start one. But quit trying to make public schools that have people from all different backgrounds, religion-based.
Jewish, Hindu, atheist, agnostic, Buddhist, and I think Johnny was saying, I think I asked him one time, how many different denominations of Christianity are there? Because they can't even agree amongst themselves. So why are you forcing your Christian view on somebody else's kid who might have a different Christian view, or a Jewish kid, or a Hindu?
Yeah, they were bashing the Pope the other day because the Pope said, yes, we will bless same-sex couples. You know, it's like that got them all bent out of shape, so they're bashing Catholics, and it's like, you know.
No, Trump the other day did a whole thing about Catholics shouldn't vote for Joe Biden, even though Joe Biden is a Catholic. You shouldn't vote for Joe Biden because he's going to like ban your religion or something like that. And I'm your only savior. It's like, oh my God. Mm-mm. The guy that held the Bible upside down and backwards.
You know what? Also, too, do you remember what month it came up in? You saw a health issue, but it was not like a severe health issue in his tableau. It was, well, not like life and death, like he's going to die type thing, but it was a health issue.
Mm-hmm.
That popped up in mine too, but it was two different ones. There was one, Five of Pentacles was in House Star, which is healing, but Five of Pentacles is disease. So it's like someone around him, or maybe he gets the flu or COVID or something like that. It's not death, but it's like something, a condition of some sort. The other one was like a nervous breakdown, like his mind goes kaput at that point, like he goes nuts almost.
Yeah.
But that's next year, so y'all put a pin in that.
I think in Becca and yours, it was showing more of like an age-related mental decline.
Well, the first tableau that's good till March of next year, I did it March of this year. It shows that he has a health issue that is hereditary from the mom and the dad that progresses over time. It just gets worse and worse and worse. It's age-related too, and it just gets worse and worse and worse.
So like an Alzheimer's type.
Alzheimer's, dementia, something like that. And then this new one still shows a health issue. So, you know.
177 high-profile names, they say, are on the Epstein list. Is this just news, or will anything come out of this that is court case worthy?
They better. They better.
Because
keep in mind,
go ahead.
They're saying some of them may not be like guilty or participating in.
So that's what I like. Just like the name being on there, like, okay, for instance, I don't believe Bill Gates was in on that stuff, but his name is on his flight logs or his list and all that type of stuff. But some of y'all, there's a picture going around. I don't know if it's photoshopped, so I ain't gonna say it's real, of Donald Trump dancing with this apparently 13-year-old girl there at one of his parties. I ain't nobody's surprised, but
when I was living in New York, he had raped a 15-year-old. She might have been 13 at one of his parties. He was
Miss Teen USA. Didn't he have that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Used to walk in on, used to have those young girls come to his boat when he had Jamal Khashoggi's uncle, Adnan, I forget his name. He bought his yacht, which was supposedly the biggest one in the world at the time. And he used to take young women on his boat all the time.
I believe it.
Adnan Khashoggi, I guess his name was. I forget. He was a billionaire at the time.
My brain will never understand it, but when I think about it, how Johnny puts it, it makes sense, I guess, in a weird, perverse way that they have everything that they could ever have. So now you're just paying for experiences. But I mean, so I asked, will anybody?
And I don't know. Go ahead.
I asked if anybody on that list is going to get in trouble, and I get a yes. There's several people on the list that are going to get in trouble. Couple of people on the list. There's the list. There's a couple. There's that. Oh yeah, optimistic that a couple of them are on that list are going to, as they should be.
Mm-hmm.
You paid to play.
Boil them all in hot water, I say.
Uh-huh. I got way worse that I could do to them, Johnny. Are we an active imagination?
This is going to give birth to more things because they're not finished with the work on this yet. So I think there's still people under investigation and a lot of known names, celebrities, known names, that kind of thing, people that we would recognize their names. So I think DOJ is still actively working on this. And there's a lot of men with the younger people doing sneaky stuff that are going to regret this. And I do think Trump's name will be on that list. But there's like a whole bunch of them that are going to end up in defense mode over this, over all these parties and snorting and all kinds of, and don't even have to say it, the sexual stuff. There's more than.
Didn't Chase Bank get in trouble because it came out that they knew what Epstein was doing and they still continued doing business with him and funding him? I think
they were. That lawsuit's still going on.
$100 million or something. Yeah, they lost that case and lost a bunch of money because of it too. Mm-hmm. I hate to say these words, but for entertainment purposes only, it's what do you call it? The thing you have to say, I suppose. Thank you. That's the word. I retro brain, I told you. 10 of Swords, I'll say it this way, that way you can piece it together in your own minds. 10 of Swords for me is my death card, and then the 6 of Cups is the kid card. So there is one here, possibly, and that one leads to a case of some sort too, because here's the High Priestess, so there's your secrecy, and then there's justice, and then there's the Emperor. This is a very influential man, not necessarily a world leader, but could be too, but an influential person of some sorts, in that 4 of Swords there too. So that person's not here. There is also another Ghislaine, so there's another woman who was manipulating here too. One of her children was involved in this too. And so there's some sort of connection maybe that'll come up in there too. But yes, you will have very well connected people, like heads of industries and things of that nature. There's a whole lot of worry about this list coming out. So there will be court cases.
What I don't understand is why the court is even giving them a choice to say, hey, we have your names on this list. You have until this date to let me know if you don't want to be, made public. Why? I don't make that make sense to me because I'm dumb and it doesn't.
Okay, last question. Let me see if I can find his name because I didn't write it down. Andrew Take, Taake. I don't know if that's Take or Taki, but there's no accent mark. But anyway, Andrew Take is one of the Jan Sixers, and he was busted on a dating app called Bumble. This woman who signed up for the app too went on to engage Trump supporters to see if she can get them to admit that they took part in January 6th. And so
in the whole wooing process.
Yes.
Come on, tell me.
Honey drop or honey something, whatever they call it.
Honey pot.
Yes. So it's like she's talking to them, and like she would say, "Oh yeah, tell me more," and "Oh ha ha ha, those stupid Democrats." Like she was dragging them in, and they would admit it. They would send her pictures. They would send her confirmation. They would say, "Oh, we're just waiting to see." Mind you, he gave up a whole plot, so he's already pled guilty. He gave up a whole plot saying that if Joe Biden wins the next one, then we're going to do it again, and we're already ready on the he gave up this whole thing saying that Joe Biden is convicted of all these crimes in the future, and like he went there, told her everything, including where he was. So he has been arrested.
And these are the people that want to lead a civil war.
Yes.
They're
Do
gonna run right off a cliff for him.
Civil war in a country with the National Guard and a police force, mind you, that can, I mean, they don't even need the National Guard. The police force they're quite tough enough, I guarantee you.
what a bunch of rooms.
So here on Bumble, she's actually done that a couple times on this dating app. What I want to know is, will this type of activity increase to where people are lured into this false sense of love and matrimony and they give up?
They get baited and
because mind you, this could be inspiration for the FBI now to just have a person in place.
They do have people that go on those sites for
Yes.
like underage things and stuff that they try to watch stuff like that
To catch a predator.
Yeah.
And she doesn't work for apparently the FBI or nothing. She just thought it was
Just
amusing
helping
to
them out.
see if she can get them to admit anything, and a bunch of them apparently are doing so.
So are we going to have non-FBI ones? Are we going to have more average?
And you do know
people doing
a lot of the arrests for these January 6ers have been citizens, regular citizens doing their due diligence and being online. And what is that called, Johnny? When you get somebody's picture and you reverse the image and find them all over the internet, like their Facebook page, their
face recognition software or something.
All that stuff has been citizens. So
I know Android, the Google Lens will let you do that, where you just click on it, it'll find that person somewhere.
doxing, is that what it's called? Lisa, doxing people. Like it's a lot of it has come from regular citizens calling the FBI going, yo, I found this homeboy who was at January 6th. Here's his info. And these guys are so stupid that they took their cell phones with them, probably didn't take location services off, and then the FBI can pinpoint exactly where they were on that date by subpoenaing the cell phone company. That's how smart these leaders of the next civil war are. Like, 2 inbred gophers have more intelligence.
Go get them all.
Oh, she's going to keep talking and dating these people or talking to them from home on a dating app or something. Yes, it will. There's a woman talking. There's the house. She's a comfortable woman at home, probably already married with a family. Who knows? And she's sitting there chatting with them. Yes, it will continue. She'll get some more.
You know, it's kind of funny too, because like, there's a joke about like a lot of the phone sex people are 80-year-old grandmas sitting at home trying to earn a little money on the side doing phone sex, right? Yeah. It's like, other people are watching how she completed this, how she, trapped them. And I get, that more people are going to gain tools of how to do this and do it in secret from home. There's a lot of women that are looking for these people, and bad news for them. It's like they will report them to like DOJ and stuff for all their sneaky stuff. A lot of Republicans and a lot of their donors and supporters and stuff. So there's going to be more women.
And then they wonder why they can't get LAID'd.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're about to get laid off, so she just lost everything. That's why I said to Monique, like Pokemon, you got to catch them all. Will there be more of this type of activity? Yes, there is the Hangman in the Page of Cups. There is the Naive ones, and there is a Six of Cups too. So they sort of walk into a trap, if you will. The Three of Pentacles, a person who is collaborating. So this is now a team effort. So she may know some people, or just may be people out there in the world who are like, hey, you want to do something fun? And then boom, here we go. The Strength card, subduing the lion, takes a feminine energy, not necessarily just a woman, but feminine energy. They use it better. So there's that. And there's the Spy, the Page of Swords. So yes, beware.
I love that. I love that deck, Johnny, with the teal and the metallic. That's a beautiful deck.
I have no idea what it's called. It says Gold Foil Tarot. That's not a name. Anyway, but it's a high profile person too. Thank you, NR. it may be an officer, like a police officer or something too. So we may hear about him, these two guys next too. This one would be a little more shocking than the police officer, believe it or not, because he does not seem like the type that would be there, because he is ethnic of some sort. And so
that's another thing I don't understand, Johnny. How can any person of color or an immigrant of any sort or a Muslim or anybody that is not white support Donald Trump? I don't.
White and crazy.
Anyone that's not white and anyone that's a female, how can a female support him?
Speaking of females, Kimberly Guilfoyle I've seen her pictures all over Twitter, dude. Oh my God, what a hot train wreck that girl is.
Oh,
Look, Johnny, you need to make your lips like this big. So she's been posting all these pictures of herself modeling all over the place, and like every single time it's less and less clothing or more and more see-through clothing. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, are you auditioning for Hustler? Because like, I mean, oh my God, what a hot. And then people were making fun of her boobs because like in one picture they're like way up here, and then the other one they're like way down past her hips. And
well, she's got some magazine she's been modeling for that's for far right, wealthy men.
Ooh, she looked nasty, dude. It's like, oh my God, it's just plastic. It's plastic in a dress. Like what a hot mess that girl is. I mean,
put a flip on a Tonka truck, I guess.
Oh my God. I mean, it's less and less clothing every time, And every interview, the
V gets deeper.
It's like pretty soon she's gonna be, shirtless. She does.
Why so serious, Batman? Oh, mercy. She wants to mimic Melania. She's doing an interesting
I don't know.
work.
I mean, she needs to work on her eyes and get this look, but oh my God.
Maybe George Santos will. Maybe George Santos will give her some ideas of where she can go for some work.
Greg Dixon has a point. What's next? Pin up photos in MAGA Monthly? Probably.
I'm surprised they don't have one.
That's probably going to be their next grift. Kimberly Guilfoyle on a calendar. $185 for a 1 year calendar with Kimberly Guilfoyle half naked.
With 10 months in it.
And the dates aren't even right because they copied and pasted from like 2020.
Instead of Playboy, they'll have Magboy. MAGA boy.
All the months are spelled wrong.
Like May.
Yeah. It's M-E-Y with the backwards E.
Yeah.
There's no Jan 6 in it, and then there's November 8th. That's not in there either.
Nope, that's not in there either. Nope, not in there.
Bless their heart, Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, so Merry Christmas Eve to all of you, and Merry Christmas Day as well.
Tommy is saying Trump auctioned off 30 minutes with her at the other night at Mar-a-Lago. He's raffling her off, dude.
Isn't that called being a hooker? Isn't that
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying without saying hooker, Jenny. Like, how do you call somebody a hooker without calling them a hooker? But
you call them 30 minutes.
Escort.
What a mess.
He'll be cutting up her dresses next in auction.
Oh my God.
Wait a minute. Wait. Stay right there. Don't go away.
Can you imagine 30 minutes with that crazy woman? Like where do you look? Her lips take up half her freaking face, like, oh my God.
Well, if you can get to her face, because she's just keeps getting bigger and bigger here. It's like, what does she have, like inflatable? Because they just keep getting bigger.
They get bigger and like go down further to wait. What's
Y'all, we're gonna get 30 minutes with Kimberly Guilfoyle. I had 11 cents with you. Okay, I got 12. We're off today. We got 12. Anybody got 13?
Johnny, that's too high. That's too high. You're being too generous.
Going once.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Ann. That's for me. That's not for me. Thank you, Ann. Merry Christmas to you.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
God. So going once, going twice. So
Too much.
try it.
I'd be more likely to give you that kind of money for Baba the goat herder.
Oh, Baba the goat herder.
Oh Lord. Okay. So we will see y'all, some of y'all, tomorrow. We'll be live. What time, Jen? You said 8?
Same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, with
And-
Lena from Tarot Down Under and Lori from The Way of Positive Change.
And remember that, you know, with the holiday seasons and the giving, it's better to give to receive, sure, but give to yourself too. Take care of you. You can't take care of nobody else if you don't take care of you first. So make sure you spend a little time with yourself. Pour yourself a cup of tea and don't share. Get yourself a bag of M&Ms and don't share. Something. Just do something for yourself at this point of the year too.
Next Sunday's Petty Boots, which will be at the same time, but will go much longer because it's New Year's Eve, will be a fundraiser for World Central Kitchen. I'm going to open up that later this week, like early, so you can go in and donate early if you want to. Less chance for a tax write-off in the new year. And we've got all kinds of guests joining us for that. So make sure you join us for New Year's Eve.
Well, thank you, me, myself, and I. I loved your quilt too that you put on the Instagram. I wish I had talents like that. I just don't. I read cards.
Johnny's got other talents.
I think Johnny has a talent. He just perhaps lacks the patience, maybe.
There you go.
But I think you do have the talent. I think if you were to like just, you could do it.
I don't know how to do that.
Don't ask him to make a Monte Cristo sandwich.
I can do that. It's just not going to be very good. That's all.
He can make it.
Now the gumbo part, no. Unless you give me a metal spoon, I ain't going to make that either. I did make some pecan bars, and those were fantastic. I made them twice. They're like pecan pie. I just made them in bar form, but oh my God. I ate 5, and I'm not ashamed. But they weren't super sweet because I didn't use white sugar. I just used brown sugar and the Cairo syrup. So anyway, it's Southern goodbye. I had to say all that, you know, because why not? It's Christmas. And I will let me one more thing. One more thing. It has been 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. My channel anniversary just came up. YouTube told me. And it has been a fantastic journey that y'all have been here with us. And I don't want it to sound just like a script or rhetoric, but we do appreciate all of you because y'all could do something else. You don't have to watch us. And you don't have to watch us every Sunday, and yet you do, a lot of you. So thank you for that. Thank you for super chatting, and thank you for talking in the comments because believe it or not, that helps the channel too. And for the comments afterwards and the likes and the shares and all that. So even if there's
giving us questions every week and the moderators, before we could put subscriber mode only on, the moderators had a hard time with all the trolls. And
oh, hi, Mary. And that's one more thing. One more thing, and then I ain't gonna say nothing else. January 7th is the start of the tarot class. The tarot class goes from January 7th through February the 11th. It is at 2 p.m. Pacific. It is live on Zoom, and it will be recorded. We're teaching from the Rider-Waite. You do not have to have the Rider-Waite, but we're teaching from that. If you have not gotten your email, then let me know because I've already sent it out. If you have paid and not gotten an additional email from me, let me know because I already sent that out too. So you don't have to pay right now. Just make sure you pay before class, which is at 2 p.m. So you got 1:59 p.m. is when it's due. So I will see y'all then. We will see y'all tomorrow and next week as well. Y'all have a Merry Christmas. And even if you don't have a Merry Christmas, have a good day. And as Tabitha Brown says, even if you can't have a good one, don't you dare go mess up with nobody else's.
Hey, Santa Claus, be good to all your pets too.
Yes. And have a good day anyway, because somebody ain't going to get to wake up tomorrow, but you will. So make sure you make the best of it. Okay. So have a good night.